Are we rolling? Okay. Hi, I'm Lori from Quilters Headquarters in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I have had a few people ask me to do a video on our glider rail from Grace Frame. And so we're looking at my Unique 21 with a continuum frame, which you must have for your gliding rail. And so this is what we're looking at. And so I have already pinned on my quilt and I've basted the top so it is straight and ready to go. But what I had to do was, when you get your gliding rail, I believe, I'm not the person that set it up, my husband does all our service work here, but I believe the directions tell you to take the ratchet system off on your take-up rail. And I found that I couldn't actually get it pinned on and tight and straight if I didn't have it pulled tight. So I had him put the ratchet back on so I could pin my quilt on and baste it. And now I will just not engage it while I'm using the gliding rail. So I will now move my quilt up. Okay, I always have it down here because I'm kind of short and I can't see when I have it way back to the end there. So we will advance the quilt a little bit. So what we learned in the first video that you don't get to see is that you have to have a little bit of slack, because when you put those clamps on, it takes up some space. And I'm trying to give it just the right amount because I didn't only leave myself 2 inches of backing to spare. So I'm going to put this clamp back on and we're going to go around to the back and I will show you how to put these black clamps on the rail. So these black clamps, they have a large swoop here and a small swoop here, and the large swoop should be on top. Okay, so I have a larger quilt. Get a picture of this, Chris. I'm going to move the machine so that my idler rail gets out of the way. Okay, so this is where we're going to put the clamps, on this lower take-up rail, and all I do is just put the larger swoop on top and snap it into place. Okay, one more time. Just snap it in. It's really easy to do. I have arthritis. It doesn't pain me at all. It just works like a charm. Okay, easy to take off too. I just pull it off from the top, put it back on. Okay, so we're going to go around to the front now, and we'll see how good I did. When we did the first video that we didn't really tape that we thought we were, I had it too close to the rail here, and so I got it right on the pins. So you really do have to kind of play with what is that perfect space between the rail here and your pins. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit there now, and so I am ready to quilt. However, because I only have about 2 inches to spare on my backing, I am going to advance my quilt up a little bit more and get it closer to the take-up rail here. But as you can see, this is your idler rail. I have mine set on slow. I find that as my machine is quilting, if I have it set on slow, it vibrates a little bit less and jumps a little bit less. So I do have it on. Now I have it on slow, and it'll jump a little bit less. There, that's way better.
And it doesn't scare you.
And it doesn't scare quite as bad. So I hope that answered your questions. If not, you feel free to call me at my shop. I'm 605-334-1611. I find it very easy to load this. The only practice that we're going to need, and this is only my second quilt with the gliding rail, is how much space to leave here that it takes up. So I'm going to advance my quilt, get a little closer, and it'll work out just fine. So thanks for joining. Call me if you have questions.